Hey! Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, talking about that Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And today we're talking about Oceanbound. That's going to be the next update after the Fishing Village update that comes to PTB, and then will come to Main Branch. Just so you know, the Fishing Village is on PTB currently as of early May 2022, and will be transitioned to Main Branch, which means we get a cycle and everything gets moved up. So we know that Oceanbound is going to be the next piece here, and we've got it narrowed down to two different things, or combinations of these two things: sea labs, or underwater labs, or cargo ship. Now, we really don't know which one's which. We just know it's called Oceanbound, and these are the two things around that. And if you'd like to know about these and potentially a more loosey-goosey roadmap for the game for Rust Console Edition, which we are super thankful for, I already did a video on that. It's called Rust What's Next. I will go ahead and link that video now in the upper right-hand corner. If you want to go check that bad boy out. Kind of gives us a little bit of, yeah, you know, a view into the future. Okay, so we got this narrowed down to two things. So I guess we'll start with Sea Labs. So Sea Labs on PC, and it doesn't necessarily mean we'll get this, but who knows? I mean, we got Oil Rig so fast, because I really thought that would be Power Surge and then Oil Rig. So I'm just kind of covering this just in case, so you guys are at least prepared for it. With Underwater Labs, we did get submarines, both a solo submarine and a duo submarine. They take gasoline. The inside there's also a, where's the container? Oh no, I'm sorry, the fuel storage. There you go. The box, kind of like the rowboats. They have storage in the front. These do take low grade. These do take damage while they're outside. You can purchase these at the Fishing Village. You know, kind of interesting. And yeah, that's why I think this is really 50-50, because really when you think about it, I mean, the Orange Roughy are in for the Fishing Village, but also Cargo Ship was sitting there on the roadmap initially last year. So we're like, it could be either one. All we know is it's called Oceanbound. Anyways, back to the actual submarines here. So they do shoot torpedoes. They don't do a lot of damage to structures. They may have even nerfed that completely now. They do damage to people and other submarines. But here's the thing: we don't necessarily need those if we're going to do underwater labs, because if you have scuba equipment, you can totally do it. We'll go ahead and we'll take this out here part of the way, and then we'll fly under and just kind of give you a quick walkthrough, maybe what to expect for that. It's not a guide, it's just more or less to kind of just let you know what we're in for. This solo guy's a little squirrely, huh? Am I stuck? There we go. And then this submerges, and it has air just like your oxygen tank for your scuba equipment. Anyway, so you can fly around. These are really great. You can fish off of these. They're a blast. Let me go ahead and put on my, or use my admin stuff. Put this on for a second. Then we're going to fly out to the underwater sea labs. Now, another reason why we're like, I could be this. Orange Roughies can only be fished out of moon pools, out of sea labs. You can kind of see it here. This is the best way we can kind of look at it. So there are points of entry. There are the person moon pools. I was saying moon labs. And there's also vehicle moon pools. And you can see them by these lights here. You can enter inside. Well, what makes this so unique is that these are always procedural, so they're different every time. So the monument changes with every seed. Now, because, you know, if you do launch site, there's always a solution to launch site. This, it will vary from map to map and from wipe to wipe. Let me go ahead and turn down the volume real quick, because it's going to get stupid loud. And so if you have scuba equipment, you would just fly up under here, or swim under here, excuse me, under the moon pool. And then there's going to be NPCs here that's going to get rowdy. Or you can take a submarine. Whoops, too high. So you come up like this, and then you would just bounce out. And then there's a whole faction under here, NPC faction of scientists. I guess, for lack of a better word, underwater scientists. So again, not a tutorial. We just kind of want to show you maybe what you're in for. This is an all cards monument. This is green card, blue card, and red card. Oh my god, I told you it was rowdy down here. I'm going to have to turn that down even further. My goodness. How about that AK spray? Did they all have scuba equipment? Jeez. Anyways. So, here you go. There's a green card. If we do get underwater labs, there's a couple stipulations because we don't have electricity yet, and I'll show you that a little bit later. There is a computer table, And if you have electricity, that'll make more sense. But as it stands now, it's not really. I don't think it's going to be a thing for this particular update. But anyway, we've got new loot containers. Here's some right here. You have some back here. See, the loot tables include electricity items. But yeah, you can bring a fuse and all the cards. So you can see blue card here, see green card here. You swipe them just like any other monument. I love the fact that it's always different. So these little places you can hide will be only a thing for this particular wipe, and then it will change for the next one. So all the same rules apply. Look at all these green cards, really cool. All right, let's see if I can remember this and kind of show you some of these other pieces here. We got a blue card here. Office, all kinds of things to loot. A lot of times you want to look up. Sometimes there's chests. There's one. All right, let's walk out back here and then use this. We're probably going to have to shoot more scientists. Water scientist, H2O. And so, yeah, you're going to kind of wander through here and figure out where the best places are. Here you go. Here's the computer table I was talking about. Now, they could implement this. Again, it's 50-50. They could implement this and not have to use electricity for it. But here's the computer station, which did come in with electricity. And you can pick these cameras, and they show you different spots inside of this particular lab. And if I didn't have privacy screen on, there'd be an ID here, and you could type that into your computer table that you have at your, or a computer station that you have in your base, so then you can actively monitor the area. If that's included with this, it could be, or they could wait till electricity, who knows. Just know that's a thing. And so once you kind of have those IDs, write them down, put them in your phone, whatever. It can be quite useful, especially if you're on the shoreline trying to push into sea labs. I think that covers most of it. As far as, I thought there was red up here. Am I crazy? So yeah, let me go ahead and take this off. Is that the red card up here, or is that green? That's the green one. So you have things like this where you've got the fuse box, and then a switch, and then a timer, and now this is active, and then you can open this, which we already did earlier. And then here's another loot crate type. And you've got one here, a larger toolbox. You've got these here, which look amazing. And then these are for vehicles. We'll see more of these. Those are vehicle junk piles. And this is not an active level 3, just so you know. Yeah, just put it out there. There's another loot box here. So there's tons of stuff down here. It's a great monument. So either if we get cargo ship or sea labs, I think we'll definitely be in a good place. Okay, so let me float to the surface here. So hopefully you guys have a basic idea of what the sea labs are, but I really don't think we're going to get those first. But just in case we do, you guys know what it's all about. So I think what's more likely is that we're going to get the cargo ship. So the way this works, since we don't have minis or anything, at least not yet, you're going to have to board this on the sides with these ladders. There's one, here's another. So you're going to have to use a rowboat, which can't go as fast as this, so you'll have to intercept it beforehand, or a rib, which can go as fast, but then you have to balance getting up next to it and then dismounting and grabbing the ladder, which is harder than you think. Maybe it's easier with a thumbstick. Anyway, so this isn't really a card monument. This is more of a crate monument. But it does circle the outside of the board. And I should note here that it is possible to have this because this takes a predetermined path around the board, and it does stay away from bases. And the biggest blocker for this and/or underwater labs is having this too fast or having this close to the shoreline where there could be buildings. As we know, the core systems do have a hard time loading in lots of buildings. And this is essentially a moving level. And yeah, so keeping this far away from the shoreline could keep this well within reach of functional for core systems. So what I'm saying is it's still a 50% chance this could happen and a 50% chance that sea labs could happen, underwater labs. Okay, so again, we're just going to give you a quick rundown here. This isn't by any means a guide for this. This is just trying to give you a heads up of what we're in for. So this will spawn in random locations. That's a hackable crate, as you know from Oil Rig. Typically, whenever I come on board, it feels like it's always in the basement of the ship or the lower deck. But if you're used to the Oil Rig scientists, the blue scientists, these should feel pretty easy for the most part. There's good loot here, good opportunities for solos and even larger groups because you can definitely ambush people, wait for them to finish. So we'll show you how to get downstairs just real quick and show you where the our extra rib is in the back, which is great for bailing. I don't know, it's just such a fun monument because it's more dynamic. It's in different locations. It comes and it goes, and you never know quite where it's at. And so you can always find some hot action here, which is a lot of fun. And down here you can see some military crates, regular crates. Sometimes the hackable crate will end up in here. This is nice, like, shadowy, you know, sneaky warfare down here. It can be. You can hide down here if you turn off your light, you know, just wait for people. Sneaky, sneaky. Just a good place to get a lot of loot. So, especially if you live on the shore and you're fishing in your little fishing bases, this can be a good thing to jump onto as soon as you hear the horn. Just kind of move you out, see what you're in for here. You don't need a key card or a fuse for any of this. This is strictly bring some armor, heals, and a weapon. You don't even need a good weapon. How many times you've seen us jump on stuff with a Timmy and a hazmat suit and we come out on top? So, you know, it's a fun monument. So either way, as I said earlier, if we get cargo ship or if we get underwater labs, I think we'll be in a good place. Again, we won't see this until Maine gets fishing village. And then we'll see what the next piece is for Oceanbound, and it'll show up on Testing Branch, also known as PTB, which is a separate download in case you didn't know. Let me just show you the back of the ship here real quick. So what happens is when this spawns in, there's a rib in the back that has a little bit of fuel, because you obviously lose your boat when you jump aboard. Unless you're super lucky. I guess you can come around and find one, but in the back here you have a rib that drops off the back. So a lot of times you can just gank someone's loot and just DIP. And just be like, see you later. Release. Boom. There you go. That's the two probable things, or I think the only things that can come in for Oceanbound. Coming here for PTB first, and then once that's polished and good to go, that'll end up in Main Branch, hopefully quickly. It could be anywhere from a month to 3 months, typically, is how those things have been going in the past. And so we'll have to kind of wait and see. Obviously, we'll be out there playing this as soon as it does hit. We'll let you know as soon as we get official word. I think once Fishing Village comes in, we'll have a really good idea of when this is going to come out and what it is. But in the meantime, we've got it narrowed down to these two things, underwater labs and cargo ships. So if you found this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. It really does help out a lot. If you're into it, consider dropping that subscribe and turning on that notification bell so you'll know all the guides, the updates, and even when we're live streaming. And, you know, if you're watching this now and we're live streaming, come on by and be like, what's up? Give me that scrap. And I'll be like, come and get it. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.